welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaka Yamada on this day, Saturday, 24th of April, the 13th day of March in the 9th year of Chongyalguk. So let's begin by offering a bow to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Kyombe. Pado. And let's recite our family pledge both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 8. 전위국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 전위국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신의 일체 이상을 이루어 지산 천국과 선산 천국의 해방권과 속방권을 완성할 수 있기를 기대하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongyalguk, pledges having entered the era of Chongyalguk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. And I'd like to ask Jacinta Derbyshire if she could offer the prayer for us.
Good morning, Heavenly Father. Thank you once again that we have gathered together and to listen to your word. So yeah, I really pray that we can enjoy this day, Father, and do some amazing things, and make you even more happy. I pray this in the name of the and Jacinta Derbyshire Central West family. I do.
Let's welcome Reverend Yutaka as she shares Hundok with us. Thank you.
Good morning, now, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining this morning Fundoke and morning devotion for Oceania and with all nations. Today also opening new day and also new beginning. Yeah, let's put our heart together with our all brothers and sisters to our heavenly parents and true parents. Tomorrow we will have a blessing ceremony. So our Oceania region also, each nation is preparing and to join this blessing centering on Korea, our true mother. So I hope also you join together. And the next Tuesday, we will have true parents holy wedding anniversary, and also all heavenly parents day and true parents day and holy wedding anniversary. So all holiday will be held together next Tuesday 27. And also after that there is several event, international leadership conference for centering on the UPF 8 pillar, ISCP head of states and also member of parliament, religious leaders, media, academia, art, First Lady, business leaders. So all seminar will be held from 28 to May 1st. So I hope also you will register and join together, and Rally of Hope 6. So next week, almost 1 week, those several providential event is coming. So let's put our heart and to pray well and unite with our True Mother and to create for the next providence. So let's start today. Yesterday we shared about True Mother's world tour to visit South America and also to Europe and several places. Especially we could see each nation have the painful history. Our ancestors and many people, some people were killed with really painful or regrettable situation. So True Mother, wherever True Mother visited to the place, really she organized about the liberation ceremony for ancestors and each nations. And also some of our brothers and sisters, yesterday you shared about your experience and your things, how our ancestor or our people were suffering before in the nation. There is also the history about the genocide, and some people were killed, like almost ignored, more than under the animal value, under the animal or those kind of values. That's why we have to liberate their heart and really embrace and really pray for them. So when we learn about the history, we can think different point of view when we see our nation, Australia, New Zealand, Island nation. When we learn the history, our mindset will be changed, and also we could find the Heavenly Parents' heart. When Heavenly Parents see our nation, see our people, how Heavenly Parents is watching, and Heavenly Parents is they are praying for each person as Heavenly Parents, son and daughters. So we will stand, we will go as the representative behalf of our true parents and to love them and share to them. So our true mother, when true mother visited to the nation, always pray, embrace, and also love as the mother of peace and as the mother of universe. So today we will see our next story centering on the America. We will see the American Providence. Daffodils. What does Belvedere mean? I asked our first missionary to the United States. In Italian, she answered, it means beautiful scenery, a magnificent view. Dr. Yong-eun Kim was a former professor, a Korean woman educated in Methodist theology in Canada who had joined our movement by the guidance of Jesus. Having mobilized American members to raise the necessary fund by selling candles, this devoted missionary prepared this training center for our international movement. So this person, the first missionary of America, her name is Dr. Yong-eun Kim. Then all mission and all providence was started in America. So which year your father sent Dr. Yong-eun Kim to America? Do you remember? The first year.
59.
Yes, 1959, January 2nd. So that day, your father sent Yong-eun Kim to America. From that moment, American history, American Providence was started. So she went there to witness and to make a foundation and prepare the Belvedere training center. And this name itself has the beautiful meaning. It means beautiful scenery, a magnificent view. So this training center name is really beautiful. And this flower, daffodils, this is also beautiful flower. Called Belvedere, it is a lovely estate on the Hudson River in Tarrytown, New York. I like the name as it befits a place where people can deeply experience God's love in a serene environment. Beginning in 1972, amid Belvedere's beautiful trees and expansive lawns, our American members and guests were taught the principle through workshops ranging from a 2-day work weekend to 100 days. My husband gave sermons at 6 a.m. every Sunday as well. The training center would often be crowded with young people from all over the world who came to meet my husband and me. So centering on this training center, many young people or many members came and received education and they grew up well. And all over the world, people visited to America, and the morning service is maybe Fundoke. All people also come together to receive the morning service, morning message from their parents, and doing the activity and the providence. So maybe you have a experience and you visited to Belvedere. So that place also the beautiful place. You could see. In the early years, I planted yellow daffodils at Belvedere and our nearby East Garden residence and conference center. Why daffodils? Daffodils are the harbinger of spring. As the first flowers to pierce through the frozen ground after withstanding the cold of winter, they herald the coming of warmth and new life. I am always amazed at this providence displayed by Mother Nature and by the strength of the sprouts that appear where snow still remains. So Mother planted many kind of daffodils, yellow daffodils, and daffodils are the harbinger of spring. So this flower itself has the power to break the land, which are cold and iced. So that much have a power. When we see the nature can show and nature can make the great things which people could not imagine. That's why when we see the nature, what kind of things we can find and we can feel. And this daffodil also same. Yesterday also we visited to the family member's house, and also we heard the story in the family house. Sometimes the kangaroo is coming to the house in Melbourne. So I surprised. Oh, really? I thought Melbourne is city, but also kangaroo is living together and come to the house. Wow. That's why we see the nature and we can feel many things. Even we see the same nature, but depends on ourselves. We can find something, we can feel something, or we don't feel anything. When we see the flower, when we see the crack, when we see the trees, can we find something or we cannot find any kind of value? How about the true mother? When true mother see the flower, even this small flower, daffodils, I saw many times this daffodil, but I never imagined daffodil has this kind of power to break the cold iced land. But true mother found out and show this kind of message. That's why how we can be sensitive to see the nature and feel our God and our heavenly parents. roses and lilies that bloom in spring or midsummer are beautiful, but I most appreciate the little daffodil whose humble, unassuming bloom breaks the spell of the cold winter. Called to be the only begotten daughter and true mother, my path is to break through the ice grip of human sin and help bring God's blessing to the world. I often identify with this lovely flower. So there are many kinds of the beautiful flowers like rose and lilies. But when Trimada saw this daffodil, Trimada put her image into this daffodil to break the ice grip of human sin and help bring God's blessing to the world. So we could see her determination through expression of these flowers. So really, Trimada is sharing is really poetic and sharing her heart through the nature. It was a joy to return to Belvedere for a special event in the summer of 2016. It was June 1st, and the American members were commemorating the 40th anniversary of the God Blessing America rally at Yankee Stadium. That 1967 rally was a monumental event for us. There, my husband proclaimed America's responsibility as the land God prepared to bring the unity of all races, nations, and religions through its Christian spirit and foundation. So Trimada held the 40 years anniversary celebration of Yankee Stadium rallies in 2016. And what to further proclaim at the moment of Yankee Stadium rally in 1976, to further proclaim that America's responsibility as a land God prepared to bring the unity of all races, nations, religions through its Christian spirit and foundation. So their parents went to America and continuously proclaimed to American peoples, where is God? Where is God's hope? And where God is living? So continuously their parents, their father gave the message to the people in America and tell them, where is God in your life? God is center of our life or not? And he shared a providential view through Christianity. But those messages which their parents gave to American people is not only for American peoples. This is also for all human beings and also for ourselves. How about our life? God is centering on our life or not? How about the priority? What is the first priority in our life? How about God? God is which level of priority? God is first priority or second priority or last priority in our daily life? When we wake up in the morning, what things we are thinking first? Pray God, or think food, or think our happy moment on our life? What is the first priority in our life? That's why when the parents went there and proclaim and telling to the people, where is God? God is prepared your country, your nation. Please remember again. Please go back again in the spirit of the founding of America. So the parents gave this kind of message in that time. That God needed to call a Korean movement, the Unification Church of Sun Myung Moon and Hak Cha Han, to remind America of its destiny is somewhat ironic. Following God, we thought with all our might to awaken America, which had fallen into chaos and corruption. At that time, Father Moon and I were known only as the founders of an emerging emerging religious movement from the East. I feel today, a half a century later, as I did then, desperate with the hope of giving birth to God's global peace kingdom. In order to waken up America at that moment, and even now, to the parents and to mother continuously having this hope and investing to fulfill this dream for America and also for this world, to bring and giving birth to God's global peace kingdom. With this heart, I felt so grateful to the families that gathered on that day at Belvedere to celebrate the 40th anniversary. It was a sea of daffodils. They were in their 20s in 1976, and now here they were with their children and grandchildren. At one point, we sang, "You Are My Sunshine." It is a simple song, but one that I will never forget. For to me and to all gathered on that day, it has deep significance. I was overcome with emotion, silently meditating, reliving the memories that flooded through me. So after 40 years, all people also gathered together. Today sang this song about "You Are My Sunshine." So that time all people were so young, but after 40 days, when they gathered together, already they became the parents, even they became grandparents. But when they start to share their story, they remember that moment. So Yankee Stadium, I think some of you joined this Yankee Stadium last time. Maybe Mr. Douglas also share the experience in that conference itself. And this is a grateful, and many people also gather and sing a song. And I think some of you also joined this, the mobilization activities, that moment, 1976 or before. If you can share the mobilization time, what kind of really atmosphere in the society, how really approach the people and share the message. If you someone who were there, can you share shortly? Then this is good.
Last time we talked about it, Michael Tracy gave a beautiful overview of it. He was actually there in New York City while I was on the MFT fundraising somewhere.
I see.
And I didn't get into New York until later.
So you didn't join the mobilization side. You are preparing for the MFT side.
I was in West Virginia.
I see. Yeah, that time Mr. Michael also share.
Mm-hmm.
Ada was not there, right? That time.
Who?
Other person? Is there someone who are there in Yankee Stadium conference time? Maybe not. Yes.
Beth
Anyway,
was there too. Beth was there too. She said.
Who are there?
Michael's wife, Beth. She was there too.
Yeah. Today, nobody, the person who are there, right? Okay.
Jim Filippo was there from Marshall Island.
Jim Filippo.
He was a member at the time.
I see. Yeah. Okay. So that time, anyway, 40 years ago, they had many kind of experience, and they gather again. They share their story. The Puritan spirit of seeking God and religious liberty at all costs gave birth to the United States of America. Nonetheless, over time, America permitted a selfish and decadent culture to emerge and displace its original concern for God's will. Traditional Christianity lacked spiritual resources to prevent the rise of sexual immorality and materialism. Arriving here in December 1971, my husband and I, with our members, invested all our strength to resurrect the founding spirit of America and awaken Americans to their God-given responsibility. Starting point of the American history was Puritan, missionary of Puritan. So they came to America to seek God, seek God's nation, and seek God's existence. This is the starting point. So God guided them, and God prepared and lead the history of the nation of America. That's why America grew up well and developed well, and within short time period, America became the first nation or really best developed nation in the world. But how about current situation? Is that same vision or same ideal which Puritan imagined in the beginning or not? Which God planned in the beginning or not? Already many of them became the selfish and sexual immorality, culture, and materialism. That's why when three parents arrived to America, he organized and rallied to revive of nation of America. So we can see those stories. And this is the poster Bicentennial God Bless America Festival, Yankee Stadium. So this is really historical poster and historical also moment. God's dream is for all people in the world to live with gratitude in the peaceful, happy realm of God's love. To achieve this, we knew we had to stir up a revolutionary culture of heart. This was the impetus for our Yankee Stadium rally on June 1st, 1976. This kind of God's dream to create, build the peaceful, happiness world. In order to do this artistic revolution, revolutionary culture of heart, three parents organized a rally. That rally was the Yankee Stadium rally on June 1st, 1976. The year 1976 was bicentennial of the founding of the United States as Koreans, citizens of a republic that owed its existence in large part to the United States. We love America. We love America. Since 1972, my husband had been speaking emphatically throughout America, saying, God sent me in the role of a doctor and as a firefighter to save America. We believe that America is a chosen nation, and we declared as our theme for the 1976 rally, God bless America. We raised our voice to shout that God needs America to overcome communism and restore family-centered morality. Centering on those motto, three parents proclaim and shout them and emphasize and gave the message to all the people of America. God need you. God need America. You have to return to God. You have to stand God. How much his message was powerful, and all brothers and sisters invest together. Some of you is going to mobilize the people, share the message. Some of you is going to the MFT to prepare for this kind of rally. So we could see how American history was studied and how now those history and foundation is giving the influence to the world. Already Vice President is also joining the Rally of Hope, and also Christian Pastors Foundation also bigger. So Americans' role is really important. And our all nations, we also stand together and learn together and commit together. So today we are sharing about American history, the starting point, especially the Yankee Stadium rally. But those message which three parents gave to America is also talking to even now and even to current people in this world. To the parents' message is the eternal message in the sentence by sentence and word by word. To go back to America, stand up for God, no, go back to God and stand for God, and to make a peace nation and peace world for God. Those messages, how we can realize from our place, from our nation of Australia, nation of New Zealand, nation of Solomon, nation of Samoa, and also Fiji, how we can proclaim through this message, we can remind and we can share and we can determine and we can go forward. So today, all our brothers and sisters also gathered together. I appreciate everyone to join today's Fundoke. And next week, there are many kind of presidential event. We put our Johnson and heart and offer the victory to our heavenly parents and true parents. Once again, thank you very much, everyone. Let's have a great day. 감사합니다.
Yes, thank you, Reverend Yutaka. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Today we'll break into our little breakout rooms and discuss. So I'll organize the rooms and then we can share together. Oh. Okay. Right. All right. So just join the rooms.
Also, Mrs. Devi, you are Yankee Stadium. You mean that the rally of that kind of a Yankee Stadium rally? Oh, really?
Oh, John.
To join maybe mobilization together. Mobilization. Wow. That's good because today also you are saying.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I could see there was maybe you can prepare tomorrow. Come and say.
And,
Okay. Yeah. People will happy.
it's good to
Well, you can start sharing, Kim, what you feel like you'd like to share.
anyone can share. So whatever.
Well, that one brought back memories of Belvedere. I spent most of my time in America in New York, so but we were in business, so we're not in the main church group. Actually, people didn't really know much about us. We're in champion services. We had the carpet cleaning business. And so we were kind of not mainstream. Actually, everyone who met me used to say, "Oh, do you know Ian Haycroft?" And Ian was the prominent Australian in New York at the time. Ian moved back to Australia. But yeah, we used to clean out the vans on a Sunday morning. They'd be all smelly with chemicals from carpet cleaning, and and everything, and have these old wooden benches, and we put on our suits at 3 or 2:30 in the morning and drive up to Belvedere and wait outside the gates until they opened the gates at about 4 o'clock. And we'd run up, everyone would run up the driveway, and I think we had to go through metal detectors and take off our shoes and then sit in the, well, it was the old garage actually. So, and Father spoke there consistently for many years. Also, Hyojinim, when he also spoke there for a number of years every Sunday morning. So then after 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours, we would emerge into the gardens of Belvedere, and it was always quite beautiful, wasn't it? Yeah.
Winter was no door, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually was cold as anything, because it was like a garage was kind of wedge shaped, if I recall, and it had big doors, and everyone extended out of the garage outside. If you got there late, you're out in the winter. They had chairs outside the garage, but inside you sat on the floor. But and sometimes it was very, very cold if you weren't inside the garage, or if there were too many people.
Them are Christians. They really don't know about our church, but they think that Father Moon was an industrial and had taken advantage of me. So, but I was this morning praying in our caravan, our trailer, and I reached out in one of our cabinets. I pulled out this very same speech that Father gave in the stadium, and I was reading it.
So they're gonna move to Sydney in July, but I like to meet before and ask all this testimony.
It's a great idea, I think, even to keep in touch, isn't it? That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all the members have such broad experience. Even they might not be able to share fully, but to be able to record their lives would be very important. And I mean, through this, a lot of experiences missed. Reverend Ito was just a name to me, but now, realizing, and Reverend Tanaka, who I've known for many years, I didn't know his history at all. So, to record that type of thing would be really valuable. Yeah.
Anyway, it comes to my mind all the time that, as a region, looking at it from a principal perspective, that we are in New Zealand, our unity with Kenji, and also making a very strong unity is like foundation of substance. And as we join as a region, this condition under Reverend Yamada's guidance is that same kind of condition as a region. This condition, the foundation of substance, that we can bring true parent spirit and everything, into our region. And we are in such an incredible region in the world. The makeup of this region is just incredible. The vision of building a family of nations. And it's just giving that vision to everybody we meet, especially Christians who understand the value of the family. So I'm really seeing the effects of this, what we are doing and what True Mother's doing. As we really unite together, we create incredible condition for God to work. It's all about unity. And I sort of see at the moment really working closely with Kenji as being like Joshua and Caleb, Our group is very small in New Zealand. Anyway, it's big compared to if you're in Samoa and it's just one family, but because we do have many families. But anyway, when you're connecting with the Philippines or some other nation, you feel like you're small. So anyway, just that unity, even two people, we sort of go out every day. Even today, we're going out to beat a Sai Baba person, and we come back and bring a faithful report. Yeah, and that inspires everybody, that actually God is working and bringing those testimonies, sharing with everybody. And we have a brother in the South Island, Dave Scott, who's also in Sanctuary Church. And yeah, we have so much in common. And so eventually we will always keep the heart and door open. We're really the same teaching, really. Some issues we are finding it hard to understand each other. But anyway, great love, coming from true mother. Great, incredible. The more we witness the Cain world, not just looking after our own families, but the Cain families helps to restore our own families.
Mhm.
So even our church community, the more we get success in our external public sphere, then that will be a condition for God to work, in all those families that are a little bit disconnected at the moment. So there's a principle formula, and if we just follow the rules, the blueprint, give it all our heart and soul, then there'll be great changes. There is great changes. I can see it all now. We're actually building God's kingdom, We're actually building God's kingdom. So had an amazing meeting last night with the Muslim community, the main Muslim community in Auckland. They invited us to the iftar evening. Wow, it was just the hearts of us together with them was just incredible. 2 peace ambassadors invited us. They come to regular meetings with us, and they just can't deny what we are doing, They just know it, that we have a core family building is nation building, and how we're going to do that, with this great liberal wave sweeping over the nation. All the people of faith are just like, what can we do? We have to work together, So what's the strategy? How are we going to do this? And we have the blueprint. So anyway, I'm just every day is just another great day of looking forward to what God has in store for us.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned about the iftar the other day. Greg Stone, Katrine von Dinklager, and I. We were invited to an iftar as well, and there was about. Usually, this particular one has about 200 people turn up. It's a very big group, and about 10 or 15 ambassadors apiece who are connected to us were there, and that same feeling of we one family, because their goal as well is to unite together. But one of the presidents of one of the Islam groups came up and spoke, and he introduced them. He knew there was Christians there, and he made a statement saying that God created everything, but for Islam, God created everything, but he did not create us in his image. He said like this, and I was thinking, because he's knowing there's Christians there, and he knows that Christians clearly says in the Bible that we are created in God's image. And so I started to reflect. I said, okay, it occurred to me we have to really define terms. What is image? Because obviously, if you just look at us as we are, we don't look like God. And so if you take it from a very external point of view, everything doesn't look like God. And then I realized, well, what is the essence? What is the image that God created us? And it's to me it was obvious. It's the dual pair system. Everything is created the same way. Like you're saying, it's under the principle. You follow it's like the laws of nature, principles are the laws of heaven, they're all the laws of spirit world. And if you follow those laws, you can't go wrong. And so that dual pair system is the image of God, because everything has that in it, because we're either created in symbol or created in image or created in substance, but it's still the same, pair system. And so I started to share that to some of our Muslim friends, and they didn't quite catch it yet, but I still need to explain more. But that small statement made me think that we have so many terms, and every different group we go to, we got to really be clear that they understand. We first understand the meaning that they are using, and also for us to help them recognize a deeper meaning. So it's interesting, every different Muslim. I'm actually next May 7th got invited to another iftar from another group, but this time hosted by our Ambassador of Peace. So looking forward to that one. So,
yeah. The Muslim faith is not just one mono thing. His expression is not necessarily the expression of many Muslims that do believe that God is everywhere and in all things. There are strains of, so it's very complex. It's like Christianity. There are so many denominations and so many perspectives on theology. So,
it's true.
Yeah, very good on YouTube called Let's Talk Religion that goes into some of those strains of how Islam has developed and some of the prophets and so forth. Yeah.
When you're talking about the image of God, I've had the experience just before going to Samoa. I was in contact with a Samoan who was living in New Caledonia at the time, and she had met Seti and Fina. And this was before even they'd hardly started family life. And I didn't ask her, but she was just saying, but they're so well suited to one another and things like this. So I feel like, ourselves as blessed couples can also be like the image of God in a sense. And then there was one sentence in today's reading that struck a chord with me, and it was God's dream is for all people in the world to live with gratitude in the peaceful, happy realm of God's love. So we've been talking about, peace and happy realm, but I think the real key is gratitude. And even yesterday, I'm just walking around the schoolyard doing yard duty, and I hear the students, even I don't hear what they're actually saying, but I can just feel the tone, and there's a lot of complaining, or I don't know how to say, like pessimistic spirit or whatever. And yet these are young people. So I feel this is something that's really missing in the world, is a sense of gratitude. And I'm actually a little bit proud to say that when I left Samoa, I had a like a going away ceremony from the university where I was working, and I had worked there for 7 or 8 years. And the head of the science department, as she was sort of reflecting on my time there, she said, well, Dr. Morell never complained. And I was actually very proud of that, because someone, to say after 8 years that you never complained, I thought, wow, I must have done a good job here. And even though I couldn't openly witness in that environment, still there was that impression that came across that I never complained. So I think that's something that we should try to, I can't say that I've always been like that, but I try to strive to do is to be always grateful.
Yeah, I feel very moved and I feel that I can relate to what your mother felt when she saw the daffodil sprouting through the snow, and I can relate to that in the sense that this is really like her personal. This is her personal. It's her personal emotional connection to Heavenly Parent, because this is Heavenly Parent actually talking to her and saying, by her looking at this flower, she actually could feel that God is telling her, this is like you. This is you, my daughter. I can feel you. I know what you're going through. I know that you feel, you know, you have to break through these ice and you know, you may be such an insignificant flower. There's no many, you know, you don't have the biggest value like the roses. So, but and she would have felt so much love from Heavenly Parent, because she would have felt truly connected in her deepest, you know, in the depth of her heart from what she was going through. And I really believe that, like I felt many times when I really, like one particular example, like I, you know, just cried to God, you know, how can we break through truly in loving our children and bridging that gap that obviously exists there. And then just like this ad pop up on the TV, that they're watching TV of this African mom just nursing her baby in her breast, and the baby's so skinny, she doesn't even have any milk to give to this baby. And I just would feel like so loved by God, and saying, you know, like, don't worry, you know, like, don't feel, you know, don't feel burdened or don't feel sad, you know, like lifted that kind of feeling of, you know, I can do so much, you know, God is there. Don't complain, just keep going forward, you know. We are all in this together, and we'll be fine. So I feel the important connection to a Heavenly Parent is a very key element for us to truly feel healed ourselves. Each one of us as members, I feel unity is a very key at this point, but it comes from each one of us really connecting to what we personally feel, what is our personal call. And to feel that is liberating, you know, our ancestors, because by connecting like that, our ancestors are people who maybe we don't feel, but we are ancestors of paving the way for a Heavenly Parent to create the world. So it's our spiritual ancestor I'm talking about, the first and the second and the third Israel, even in the movement.
The room's going to end soon. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a great time in your room, and you're able to, you can hear me okay? Yeah. So anyway, well, thanks for being here, and it's time to share our unison prayer together. So I'll just get that started. Let's pray. Jew. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day, and see you next time. Okay. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Robert,
See you
Robert.
tomorrow.
Robert.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.